Grand rising, my beautiful kings and queens. The tea is hot today, and welcome to Mell B's Morning Tea with Mell B. Coming up, we got Kiki Palmer speaking out on her awkward moment at South by Southwest. Halle Bailey turning music into money, and also a few headlines that we need to actually know before getting our day started. So this is Mell B's Morning Tea with Mell B. So let's get to it. So let's start with the main pour, because this had secondhand embarrassment written all over it. Kiki Palmer says she knew something was wrong when that man interrupted her on the panel at South by Southwest and appeared to propose to her on stage. People magazine reports the man was escorted out and later, arrested for criminal trespassing and has a court date on April 27th. So now let's be real. Too many people confuse visibility with access. Just because you admire somebody doesn't mean you get to cross the line into their real life and share like you, their family. So public stunts are not cute, only to the person that's doing it. It's not chemistry. It's like a VIP admission to getting your behind, really. So my take on this commentary is don't do it. Just don't do it. So the spill, I'm a little nervous this morning. All right, so what was awkward about the whole situation? Do you agree that it was just a fan misbehaving or it was just flat out of line? Because to me, it wasn't romantic at all, and the security needed to be fired. So good morning, grand rising to all that are watching this morning. I thank you for your support and thank you for being here. So let's get some quick sips. So first up, Halle Bailey says that the diary entries she wrote during her relationship with DDG helped inspire her new solo album, Love or Something Like It. In a recent interview, she said the project pulls from heartbreak, betrayal, healing, and trying to figure out whether what she had was really love. Now that's what I call turning your receipts into some paper. So work that money. Don't let that money work you. And next up, Chris Rock. Haven't heard from him in a while. He appears to have a new lady in his life. They have been reports that they've been linked. He's been linked to Simone Eno, a DJ and creative producer who previously worked at Google after the two were spotted publicly. So yes, Chris is outside, but not by himself. So on to some headlines that you need to know, because the world is out of control right now and a few stories deserve a quick check-in. So first up, there was a White House security scare. The Secret Service is investigating reports of gunfire near Lafayette Park across from the White House overnight. No injuries were reported and no suspects were found after the search. So let's start with the biggest global story, which of course is the Iran conflict. Reuters reports that Iran and the U.S. have received a proposed ceasefire plan that could take effect as soon as today, with the Strait of Hormuz potentially reopening if the deal sticks. Reuters also reports Iranian state media says the head of the Revolutionary Guard's intelligence organization was killed in the strike overnight. So yeah, the pressure is still on for us. Next, for science, it feels like a little less doom and gloom. So let's figure out what science has for us today. NASA's Artemis 2 crew has officially reached the moon's gravitational sphere of influence and is on track to break the record for the farthest humans that have ever traveled from Earth. That is a whole lot of miles just to say we really outside, and they really outside, all up there in the air, floating around. And one more for the nerds, the teachers, and the folks who still like facts with their facts. AP reports the CIA has shut down the World Factbook, the long-running public reference source that a whole lot of students, researchers, and journalists use for the country data and world information. That little quiet internet funeral happened back in February, but the fallout is still making a lot of noise to a lot of people. All right, sports heads, let's hit the sports. In the NBA, Houston edged Golden State, 117 to 116. Dallas beat the Lakers 134 to 128. Cleveland handled Indiana, and Boston took down Toronto 115 to 101. So the scoreboard was busy and disrespectful all at once this weekend. So over to baseball, the White Sox shut out Toronto 3-0. Miami outlasted the Yankees 7-6, and the Dodgers beat Washington 8-6. And also San Diego came back to beat Boston 8-6. All right, let's get to the T. And that rolls us to the T and truth. Cardi B and Lil Kim gave New York a hip-hop coronation moment this weekend. BET says Cardi brought out Lil Kim at Madison Square Garden, and the two publicly bigged up each other instead of feeding the usual fake beef machine. That's gossip chaos. That's queen behavior. They did it. They squashed that rumor of them beefing and let y'all see it ain't what y'all thought it was. So People reports also that Cardi teamed up with NYC Mayor Zohran Mandani to help judge a jingle contest promoting the city's new free two kindergarten childcare program. And she's also rolling out her hair care brand, Grow Good Beauty, which launches April 15th. And she publicly shut down the idea that she was competing anywhere in the arena with Beyonce or Rihanna in the beauty lane. Also, Megan Good cleared up those skin bleaching rumors. BET reports she said she never would do that to herself and blamed the incident on a product from an unlicensed physician that temporarily made her appear a little lighter. So before we move on, let me say that growth is not always loud. Sometimes growth is simply recognizing what's off faster than you used to, and that still counts. So before you step outside, let me give you the weather. New York is given breezy with clouds and sunshine with a high of 59 and a low of 42. DC is breezy with sun and some clouds with a high of 65 and a low of 45. Charlotte is partly sunny and pleasant with a high of 67 and a low of 50. The ATL is comfortable and partly sunny with a high of 70 and a low of 78. Jackson is partly sunny and beautiful with a high of 71 and a low of 46. Houston starts out a little cloudy, then gets some sun later on with a high of 76 and a low of 54. Chicago is breezy and chilly with a high of 49 and a low of 29. Milwaukee is even ruder, breezy and chilly with a high of 42 and a low of 24. And it's April. Phoenix is hot, but less disrespectful than Sunday with a high of 87 and a low of 65. Phoenix is still hot, but less sunny and pleasant with a high of 79 and a low of 57. Vancouver is nice with clouds and sunshine with a high of 64 and a low of 40. And Kingston has a couple of showers this morning, then partly sunny skies with a high of 88 and a low of 76. So dress accordingly and stay ready, and don't let that weather embarrass y'all today. If I missed your city, please put it in the chat and I'll make sure to add it to the show. All right, today is Motivational Monday, and today's reminder is pay attention early. Some things are not misunderstandings. Some things are patterns. Some things are not accidents. They're previews. If something keeps leaving you drained, stressed, confused, and you feel disrespected, stop acting like time is going to mentally change and make all that go away. It actually is teaching you something. Time reveals. It don't babysit nobody. All right, for facts and fact or fiction today, we got is Africa is larger than the US, China, India, and parts of Europe combined. Now that may bend people's little brains today, but a lot of the world maps we grew up looking at did Africa dirty. Africa is massive. We're talking about a continent so large that you can fit all those countries in one: United States, China, India, parts of Europe. So if Africa ever looked small to you in the classroom, the map was lying, not the continent is little. So that's a fact, which leads us down the rabbit hole today, which is about world maps, because a lot of people have looked at maps from the 1940s and thought that Africa looked bigger than it does now. But the truth is, Africa didn't shrink. What changed was the way the maps were drawn and the way the political boundaries were shown. Britannica explains that all flat map projections create distortion, and the Mercator-style projections especially exaggerated areas farther from the equator. That is part why people misread the relative size of these maps. Africa also looked politically different than other maps because so much of the continent was under European colonial rule. Britannica notes that by 1900, Africa was almost entirely divided into territories administered by the European nations. So older maps often showed colonial blocks rather than the modern independent countries people recognize today. So map distortion can make places like Greenland even look huge, even though Britannica notes that those style maps famously exaggerated northern landmass compared to their actual size. So if an older map made Africa look different to you, that the map was just doing goofy stuff, not the continent changing shape, because it's still Africa. The map changed, Africa didn't. So today's word is verdant. According to Webster, it says it means green in tint or color, or green because it's covered with growing plants. It also can describe someone inexperienced or not yet developed in judgment. So if your peace is growing and your plans are starting to bloom, then maybe your life is looking a little verdant. And we got a slang word today, which is pressed. If somebody is pressed, they're bothered, irritated, and doing entirely too much over something they don't even really care about. All right, on to our horoscopes. So let's check in with the stars, starting with Aries. Move with restraint today. Focus on your plans. Keep family communication solid and do not ignore your health. Your lucky numbers today are 2, 3, 6, and 9. Taurus, teamwork is your secret sauce today. Business and opportunities can improve, but clear communication is what keeps the wheels from wobbling. Your lucky numbers today are 2, 6, and 9. Gemini, put your head down and handle business today. Progress may be slow, but doing the work right is what gets you the win. Your lucky numbers today are 5, 9, and 12. Leo, success is in the room today. Work looks strong, home feels pleasant, and you may see gains in important matters. Your lucky numbers today are 17, 3, and 4. Virgo, balance is the word today. Business moves forward. Co-workers are supportive. That's the first. And steady beats flashy nonsense. Your lucky numbers today are 24, 13, and 12. Libra, home energy feels lighter today. Finances can strengthen and your relationships may feel sweeter than usual. Your lucky numbers today are 8, 14, and 22. Scorpio, creative wins are favored. Responsibilities may stack up, but you're built for this and can handle the pressure. Your lucky numbers today are 1, 17, and 28. Sagittarius, watch your money today. Work stays steady and coworkers can help, but this is not a day for reckless spending or clowning. Your lucky numbers today are 12, 23, and 15. Capricorn, profitable energy is on the table for you today. Career progress and financial success both look strong. Your lucky numbers today are 17, 3, and 5. Aquarius, administrative and organized tasks go well today. Support family and friends that will help boost your confidence. Your lucky numbers today are 11, 22, and 33. Pisces, fortune leads your way today. Pending work can be wrapped up, and financial opportunities may face your goals today. Your lucky numbers today are 9, 13, and 27. All right, today's truth bomb is discomfort is data. Stop ignoring what feels off just because it arrived in a pretty package, a familiar face, or flattering moment. Everybody who smiles at you does not mean you well. Everybody who sees you does not know you. And everybody who wants access to you does not deserve it. Pay attention early. Trust what your spirit catches, and save yourself from having to recover from what you could have recognized sooner. And it's just like that, my beautiful kings and queens. Our cup has run empty. This has been a quick show today just to get you started on your day. This has been Mell B's Morning Kickstart. It used to be. Now we have evolved to Morning Tea with Mell B. So get out there today, move smart, love yourself, and remember, everybody with access to your page does not deserve your spirit. I'm Mell B, and I will catch you tomorrow morning with the tea. Until then, mind your business, protect your energy, and sip wisely. Period.